Alright, so I wanted to bring you this today as well, since I haven't made any videos in a little while. Like I said in the last video, I've been going through some hard times, baby. So, things have been a little rough, and had a few things affecting me. But that's neither here nor there. And here is King Mog. He's got some interesting stuff, like the unusual artifact, which I like, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get. You may want to grab that. The swords look pretty decent because of the wind attack, and according to Reddit, Natsta, the Thunder God, man, this guy is kind of famous in my eyes. He's been part of Brave Frontier on Reddit, and now Brave Exvis. So he said those are going to be useful for the Gilgamesh trial coming up sooner or later. I like to grab Phoenix Downs if I'm low on those. I like to grab elixirs if I'm low on those. I've got a pretty good amount of those. Scream Root, it's up to you if you want to grab that. Same with the Fine Alchemist. I like to grab the Star Quartz personally, but maybe that's not for everyone. Sacred Crystal is very important, and there are a few abilities such as Twin Spell and Speed Plus, and then there are the abilities that are exclusive to the Type O negative, Type O, Type 0, whatever you want to call them. Type O negative is one of my favorite bands, but there's exclusive materia for the Type O, Type O 0, Type 0. And here is my little setup here. You can pause that. That's my setup going into here. I have the best friends, which I call Noctis and Bart. They are best friends because of the entrustability that Bart's has, that you can basically charge up Noctis's limit burst every 2 turns, honestly. It's pretty nice. And here with, I don't know, I was showing what I'm capable of doing here, just to put a stop to most of this. Now, for these 2 first battles, I like to leave a lot of auto-battling in there. Maybe not auto-battling, but just plain attacking just to build up my limit bursts. So those first 3, try and paralyze them with Fire Flask, whether a friend of yours, Noctis. I'm free to play, so I was able to get a Noctis, and I hope people have access to him, whether he's in your party or your friend unit. Fire Flask is your friend here. Paralysis is just usable the whole way throughout this whole battle, and it just makes for a really nice capability of keeping them from attacking the whole time. Come up on this 4th battle and you gotta fight all 3 mini bosses here. I slap on Dual Meteor. Now with like the first battle, you can just slap out 1 Meteor, knock out a good chunk of the what is it, Striker? Yeah, Striker's hit points the very first battle, and just auto battle on him, directed towards him, and you should be pretty good. He's not going to hit you too hard. That one, I did a lot of, or like 3 or 4 abilities there at least, to take them all out in 1 turn. Here, first thing you do not hit him with magic. What you want to do is find a way to stop him or paralyze him. Right there's a lot of different ways. You can have the Boo ability, there's an ability that Ace has, there's an ability that Shizuru has, Dismissal, and you have Noctis for Fire Flask or Blizzard Flask, depending on whether you want to go with Stop or Paralysis and Blind. You get Paralysis and Blind off of that. Now if you don't paralyze him, he will jump. I've noticed the 2nd turn. That seems to be a regular thing for me. But that's okay, I didn't really mind. You just go full defend on all characters. I'm not able to really catch what that ability is on Ace, but it does use Stop. So what I try and do here mostly is I try and get Noctis up as quickly as I can his limit burst, which involves the buddy system using Bart's ability called Entrust, and that basically just gives his limit burst gauge to any character you want. So now that I see that it's paralyzed and it says sleep, but it's stop. I don't think he can be put to sleep. I think the only two things you can hit him with are blind and paralysis. But now that he is paralysis or sleep, stop. You can just wail on him with Meteor. That's where you really want to be careful, though, is you want to watch out for not hitting him with Meteor or any magic spells, because he does pretty nasty counterattacks. And from here, I just go double Meteor again and auto attack, and he should be done. It's pretty. It depends on where you're at. My X-Death is at 495 magic points, so I want to bring him down to 400 on one of these runs of Elite and see if it does any difference, because his Meteor is pretty overpowered. You can wreck the first 2 and 3, the first 4 battles, honestly, right there. Pretty nasty. And here I wanted to show you the Doublicorn fight. I did not have the strategy yet. There's a strategy where if you use Provoke and Mirage Vest or other abilities that prevent you from being hit by physical attacks, evade, might have there's something on Noctis and there's something on Chizuru that might work as well. But the Mirage Vest does it as well, so if you use Provoke, this guy hits like a train. Actually harder than a train. This thing hits like a Kefka in Final Fantasy III. I'm going to call it Final Fantasy III because that's what it was released here in North America. That's what it was to me. I know it's not chronologically correct, but oh well. Now this guy hits like a truck, like a friggin' Mack truck, and it's ridiculous. So you want to have a way to provoke him into hitting a character that can just utterly dodge it. There's definitely some good ways around that. Oh, also, there's a lot of machines in here. Bring in Black Cat Lid. If you have the Halloween unit, Black Cat Lid, she's got Machine Killer on her, and she has Hex Strike, so she's able to do a lot of paralysis. Well, actually, I think she can inflict all the status ailments with the Hex Strike, so yeah. And also the item that gives you the ability Boo. It's from Halloween as well. That can do Paralyze. So there's a bunch of ways to get through these. Doublicorn, he just does not seem to be accepting any status ailments though, so be careful about that. He's just a pain in the well, in several places. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like and subscribe and enjoy.